This is my second video about Eden Zero. In the first one, I did talk about the first 2 episodes and what I thought of them. To summarize that video in a sentence, it would be, the story is average, but with potential. So I did watch a few more episodes, but things did not get better. I said in my previous video that if I did not know that this anime is based on a manga, I would have thought this is a book story. Since when it comes to book stories, it takes a lot longer to establish things. So that's why I watched a few more episodes, but to my shocking surprise, nothing was established. It felt like watching filler episodes, but just worse. Here are a few examples. A couple of times Shiki's power was mentioned as something important, but nothing was shown in practice. First, it was this is a lost ancient power, but then you see other people use it as well. So, height is a lost power. Then, this was the power of the Demon King, but gravity is no different to other elements or other powers. I don't see the reason to point this out, since there is no impact or connection in the story so far. It is not that it was established, like, only this power can achieve this certain thing, and that's why this power is so important. Or this is a dangerous power, like maybe it has the potential to create a black hole and destroy the universe. Up until episode 6, Shiki was fighting some punching bags, so the power was quite wasted, and the fights looked more like cartoon than manga fights. There was nothing technical or detailed or clever. One thing that made me laugh was when it was revealed that the time of planet Norma was devoured by a creature. The reason why I laughed is that it's not possible to care about something you don't know. This event is tragic, but since this planet or people living in it were not established, it has no effect whatsoever. Here's a basic example of how things like those are done. Let's just say that the reason why the robots in Greenbelt stopped working is due to this creature devouring their energy. Why do we care? Because we know those robots. They were already established in the story. Now we have a reason to hate the monster, and also we can look forward to Shiki taking revenge. And that's how these 3 storylines are connected. The monster, the robots in Greenbelt, and Shiki. The other problem with the first 6 episodes is that everything was lucky or convenient, unearned. There was no achievement and no tension. Everything in the story so far was very vague, superficial, and nothing was connected to anything. Everything was just floating around. And when the story is like that, it is hard to care or get attached to the characters or anything. How did Shiki manage to get out of Greenbelt? He was lucky that Rebecca decided to come to Greenbelt. And then Shiki was able to join the guild just like that. Nothing is required. How special something can be if they let anyone join in. But the biggest problem is that the guild is not established nor explained about anything. I still don't know what they do or who they are. Do they all have magical powers? Who gives them the missions? The only thing that I know about them is that they are just a bunch of people who hang around and make fun of Shiki. There's a scene where Shiki said that I thought all people in the guild were friends, and Rebecca did mention Fairy Tail and how things are different here. Could it be that Hiro went out of his way to point out that things are different, but he went overboard completely, and did not establish the guild in the story so far? I don't think he should have worried about that, since the idea of guilds and missions or quests is very common, and you see it in many stories in one way or another. Anyway, while I was watching episode 6, I lost hope, since nothing was changing in the story. If this story was written by a writer I did not know, I would have stopped watching at the beginning of the story. So I did not want to continue because this was making me sad, to see such a skilled writer write whatever this is supposed to be. And the only reason I did decide to watch episode 7 was due to Urza. I was curious about her character. And I'm very happy that I did. So thanks Urza. Because this is the episode where the story was written like a manga story and not some lame filler. Even Hiro did address this problem as well, which made me laugh. When Urza/Hiro said about the ship, well, giving away just like that would be boring. That's exactly my thoughts about the first 6 episodes. The first thing that I did notice that things are different in the story was when one of the soldiers of Cosmic Government said that Shiki's powers will reach soon 100,000. We did learn a couple of things here. One is that the powers can be measured with numbers. 2, Shiki's powers is not rare or unique, it's just high level. So finally now I know something about the main character. And these powers can be identified, they all have their signature. The other thing that is very interesting is that there is a cosmic government, and his army is keeping order in Sakura universe. This is great and very intriguing, and also it's great that the story is getting established. Now we know how things work in this story. And also it's great that the ship Urza gave to Shiki was not just a random ship, but the ship of his grandfather. I like the connection. The more things are connected, the more you get attached to them. And then they set out to find out 3 other shining stars. Why they're after them? Just because? No, because otherwise the ship would not be able to go into other universes. And this is what I'm talking about. Having a goal and a purpose, and not do things randomly. I was really impressed with Homura. Hiro did manage to make me care and like Homura with just one scene. He did more in that one scene that he did in 6 episodes with all the other characters. I find it very funny how she says everything that is in her mind. It makes for very interesting and funny scenes. This is the first time I have seen this in a character. Ivory is great as well. I find her very interesting. It made me laugh when she said, "How many times you need to shoot someone? If I find whoever did that to him, I will make them pay in the same way." Homura wanted to tell her, but why did it stop her just in time? Now the dynamic in the group is great. The dialogue is very interesting and funny. I'm looking forward to seeing what Hiro does next. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.